If you've come this far in week 6, I want to acknowledge something powerful. You're not just managing money anymore. You're starting to direct it with intention. This video is where everything we've covered so far begins to converge into clarity. We've talked about awareness. We've broken down expenses into EDL, essential, discretionary, and luxurious. We've looked at the emotional traps. We've examined what you tolerate. And now, it's time to pull it all together into your expense blueprint. Let's begin with a fundamental shift in language and mindset. We are not budgeting. We are blueprinting. Budgeting often feels restrictive. It carries baggage. People hear that word and immediately think of sacrifice, deprivation, or punishment for spending. But a blueprint, that's a design, a structure, a map that reflects your goals, your values, your priorities. Just like an architect designs a home to reflect a family's needs, you're now designing how your money flows every month to reflect your financial home. Let's bring back your EDL tagging from earlier in the week, the real-world analysis of your last 30 days of spending. You've already gone through your transactions and tagged each item as essential, discretionary, or luxurious. You've even calculated the percentages. So the next question is this: do your numbers reflect the life you actually want to live? This is a deep moment of reflection, and I want you to sit with it. Suppose 60% of your expenses are falling under discretionary and luxurious. Does that feel right to you? Or are you constantly stressed about not saving or investing enough, while money quietly slips out on takeout, gadgets, and things you didn't plan for? Your real power lies in what you do next. I want you to design your own ideal EDL ratio, not based on what I think is right or what any personal finance book tells you is right, but based on your values and your current life stage. Maybe for someone just starting out and trying to build an emergency fund, 70% essential, 20% discretionary, 10% luxurious. Makes sense. For someone debt-free and earning well, maybe 50-30-20 works better. The goal here isn't perfection. The goal is alignment. Let me say that again. You are not trying to get it right. You are trying to make it yours. What happens when you start spending in alignment with what matters most? You stop feeling guilty about saying no to things that don't serve you. You stop fearing judgment when you choose a simple vacation over a flashy one. You stop running after experiences that look good on Instagram and start investing in experiences that feel good in your soul. This blueprint isn't just a spending plan. It's a statement of values. Let's look at a simple example. Say you're spending $60,000 a month. After reviewing your current data, you realize as are at $36,000, 60% is essential. Rent, groceries, utilities, transport are of 19,000. 30% is discretionary. Weekend dining, clothing, hobbies are 6,000. 10% is luxurious. Impulsive purchases, high-end gadgets, subscriptions. Now ask yourself, is this how I want my money to flow? If not, what do you want to shift? Maybe you want to bring essentials down to Rs 30,000, discretionary to Rs 15,000, and use the rest for investments or emergency savings. Maybe you want to cap your luxurious spending at Rs 2,000 and use the remaining Rs 4,000 for a family vacation fund. There's no universal rule here, only personal alignment. Now let's get specific. Write down your target monthly income, your proposed EDL ratio for the upcoming month, a few boundaries you want to set. For example, only 2 Swiggy orders per week, or cancel 1 subscription this month. 1 new automation or pre-commitment you'll try, like auto transfer to your SIP or investing every 5th of the month. Remember, this blueprint will evolve. As your life changes, your goals change. But building the habit of monthly blueprinting will keep your money flow consistent with your intentions. Let's take this one level deeper now. What does this blueprint actually give you? It gives you financial control. It gives you mental clarity. But above all, it gives you freedom. Not someday in the future, but right now. Because when your money starts flowing where it matters most, you feel the change. Less clutter, less chaos, fewer regrets. And guess what? This is just the beginning. Now that you've seen how EDL-based expense blueprinting creates clarity, let me prepare you for the next transformation. You see, your money isn't just leaking through overspending. It's also leaking through how you classify your expenses. Sometimes we think we're spending wisely because something feels useful or necessary. But here's the question we'll ask next week. Is this expense truly adding to your wealth or silently taking away from it? In week 7, we'll introduce a new lens, the asset versus liability lens, to help you filter every expense not just based on type, EDL, but on impact. Some things are essential but still liabilities. Some things seem luxurious, but may actually be assets if used strategically. We'll break this down fully next week. For now, I want to leave you with a thought. Money flows where attention goes, but wealth grows where intention stays. So build your expense blueprint with intention. Let it be your compass. I'll see you next week when we move beyond EDL and dig into the true impact of every rupee you spend. Until then, keep designing your financial life, not just for today, but for the freedom-filled future you're building step by step.